Hey, what is up builders? It is Socks and welcome back to yet another tutorial. Today I present to you the Tombstone. Starting as a simple honeycomb 2x2, this base expands into an absolute monster of a base that is guaranteed to stop raiders dead in their tracks. The features on this base make it out to be an absolute nightmare for raiders. Starting with the core, this base offers a roof bunker. This not only prevents early game explo raids, but it also offers perfect offline protection later throughout the wipe. Moving on out to the compound, you can find bedrooms outfitted with Patrico peaks, chain link protected turrets, and even a furnace wall to add additional raid cost to the base. Even the most experienced groups will have a hard time getting past the compound. This base also comes equipped with a simple yet cozy open core for your group's quality of life. Now the last feature I wanted to cover would have to be the shooting floor. The angles this base provides are absolutely insane. There is not one spot in the compound that doesn't have 2 to 3 different angles covering it. I can assure you that defending online raids has never been easier with this base. Enough of the chit chat, drop a like on the video and let's get right into the walkthrough. Hey, what is up everyone? Welcome to the walkthrough for the Tombstone. Without further ado, let's take a look at one of 4 externals. Each external will be exactly the same at 1800 stone per day. Moving on into the gatehouse here, we've got a really good spot for beds. We've got Patricos on either side looking on the outside part of the compound and some storage there. Right above our gatehouse, we've got 2 chain link protected turrets and just some more drop boxes. We've got a furnace wall on either side, and then we've got more turrets that are chain link protected on this side. This forces raiders to have to push in a little bit more for this turret to have access to have that angle. On these are more bedroom respawns with angles on both in and outside part of the furnace wall. We've got a battery with your kits being in these barrels. Moving on into the actual part of the base, we've got a shell here. This is a honeycomb 2x2. We've got bedrooms in each of the corner sections right here, offering good peaks on both sides of the shell here. Really quick respawn kits, and then when you're ready, you get out of here, just like that. So the shell, you can go all the way around, just like this. There are only 2 spots with the entryways into the core here, so this is how you get in. We've got our jump ups here. We've got box space, coffins, and then we do have a bunker here. To get into the bunker, you go in here and remove that. And you could either have a ladder hatch or just build twig and use a staircase. Main TC is 79,000. Which is the extent of this entire base. The externals barely have anything on it. Moving on up to the 3rd floor of the base. This is the bedroom floor. This floor is entirely just for respawning, getting kitted, and ready to defend any raids. 3rd floor has got peak downs. You've got more bedroom respawns with barrels on either side. This gives you good angles on maybe a potential raid base. And then moving on up to these ramp jump ups here, you've got really nice peaks into either side of the compound, giving you perfect visual on anyone that broke those large furnaces. We've also got wide gap. This is an early game shooting floor, giving you really good peaks on the entirety of the compound here. Also more respawns. You also have these standing peaks right here. We've got really nice ankle biter peaks into the open core section here. Moving on up, we've got ankle biters into the shooting floor, and then we have the entry into open core. Really simple, yet cozy open core, nothing really crazy with this one. And then this is the main part of the shooting floor. So again, we got these wide gap peaks. We've got really nice ramp peaks that raiders will not really have a good way to defend against this peak because we've got these ramps in the way. We've got these really nice breach peaks here on either side, giving you a really nice angle on the shooting floor. We've also got these low wall peaks that give you perfect angles into both those furnaces right where they'd be breaching. On these sides, these are the free-handed gaps right here. You could drop through these just for quick access into the compound, but you also got more ankle biter peaks into the shooting floor, or the actual roof of the base. And then moving on up to the actual roof part, we've got these angles into open core with some extra boxes here. And then we've got more respawns up here with perfect angles onto the roof. And then on the roof, we've got 4 turrets covering and just some extra angles. So that is the tutorial or the walkthrough for the Tombstone. Now let's get right into the base build. All right, to start off the tutorial, we're going to place 3 squares just like this. Paste everything in here. You can place your frames just like that. I would leave this one for right now. We're going to add a half shelf in the TC room. Just like that. And then once we have this triangle half shelf, we're going to place a TC in the back right corner. That. And then we can go ahead and close everything in just like that. Throw your doors on just like this. And then we're going to place tier 3 in this back right corner. Small box underneath there. Then go ahead and add your furnaces. I like to put the furnaces against this back wall here. If you get it right, you can get 2 here in this little section. Just like that. And then I will place the bags right in front. Just like that. Here, I extend the furnaces out. Just like that. And then again, if we need more bags, I will throw the bags just like that. And then on this wall, I will place 1 or 2 coffins, if I could fit them, just like that. And then I will put 2 more coffins, just like that. TC room, outfit it however you want. If you have barrels, I would recommend barrels. If not, I would place boxes. So next, we are going to go ahead and add the bunker. All right, when we're ready to add the bunker, come to the main entrance. We're going to add a wood foundation here. This will be a square wood foundation. Everything else, use whatever grade you want. I will do a raised triangle foundation here, and we're going to enclose the soft side of this foundation in half walls, just like that. Go ahead and add a frame here. We can quickly just add our jump up here, and then you have that. So come to this side of the bunker. We're going to add our triangle honeycomb. Just like that. And then when you get to this part, do the hard side of the wall facing in. And then to seal this bunker, all you got to do is place a ramp or a roof just like that. Upgrade it to whatever material you want. And then to break the bunker, you just remove the wood foundation. Just an FYI, make sure that when you are placing the foundation to this bunker, you're not doing it in twig, because if you do, you can break this bunker from the outside. So make sure that you're doing it in wood. And then while you're playing throughout the day, you can simply just add a wooden staircase, just like that, so you can get in and out of this, just like that. Place a door, and then you could seal up the rest of this, just like that. And then while we're at it, we're going to go ahead and enclose all of this, and we're going to add honeycomb to make it matching. And then I like to place these half walls, as it will help here when we're adding the shell. Having issues, just come to the inside part of that, and then enclose that in. So again, I will add the triangle honeycomb. And then once we get to this middle one, we half shelf, and then place on either side those triangles. Seal this up just like that. And on the last side here, let's go ahead and finish that off. On the last side, we are going to add our honeycomb just like we did on the other side. Sometimes that last one's a little tough. And then seal everything up. So once you have this, this is what the starter should look like. And now we are ready to add the shell. All right, before we add the shell, let's go ahead and place the second story on this. So on the left and right side of the jump up, these are where the entrances are going to be. So I will place these single doors. Everything else can be walled in just like that. So I will do that. And then on either side of these entrances, we're going to add our jump up. This will be the jump up into the bedroom floor. We'll place a hard side facing wall just like that. This is a good spot for a battery, furnaces, whatever your team may need at the time. And then everything else will be loot rooms. Here is another good spot for a loot room. Just like that. And then on the jump ups, I will place these frames, just a little more stability. And just like that. Go ahead and seal up anything that you may have missed up here. Just like that. Then I'm going to quickly turn on four-sided symmetry. Just like that. The shell isn't very complicated. On every one of these triangles facing outwards, we're just going to go ahead and place a square and then two triangles off of that. So this is the shape you should be looking like, or looking for right here. And then on these corners, we're going to just place a triangle and then two squares to get that right there. Here on these sides, we can place two triangles like this. And then now we are ready to start working on the outside part of the base. The freehands, the wide gaps, and everything else. All right, so let's start on the corners here where we're going to have our freehands that end up connecting to external TCs. So let's go to these squares with the triangles coming off of them. And then off the left triangle, we will do another one, two squares, and then cap that off with a triangle. We can go ahead and get rid of this build out here. And then we will place two more triangles and then two more squares just like that. On this square, we are going to add two low walls. And then please follow this very carefully. So I will find this crossbar right here and these textures, and I will come up about halfway in between. Make sure that the iron sight is on both the left and right low wall. We can go ahead and replace that right there or get rid of them and then place a square just like that. And then we will go and place two more squares just like that, cap it off with a triangle, and then we're going to build back with half moons. Just like that. And then you are going to get to this section right here, place a square. That. We have our freehands. So go ahead and upgrade all of this right here. Just like that. We will not connect these to main base. And then to connect this to our gatehouses, we're going to quickly, let's switch back to stone here. These are going to be the gatehouse right here. And then that's just all I do. And then I will upgrade everything else. And then you can place triangle. This is the airlock right here. And then let's add our externals here. So I will do a half moon of triangles just like that. Get rid of that. Two squares and then three triangles just like so. Here we will do two half walls. Make sure that these are half walls or else the disconnectable will not work. then I will place TC in this section right here. You could do a window or a door, doesn't really matter. So let's connect this by doing the following. And then many of you guys ask how my disconnectables work. All you need to do is place this square foundation and then a roof going back towards the external, and that will disconnect it like that. All you need to do to reconnect this is place this frame right here to give stability on this square frame, and then add another one and connect it just like that. Once you have those connected, you can get rid of that. At this point, nothing will be decaying. Freehands, your gatehouse, and everything else. Now we are ready to add our wide gap part. This will connect back to the main part of the base. Yeah. All right, when we're ready to add these wide gap portions, we're going to come to these square sections right here, and we're going to place a single door with a half wall up on top of it. Now we can go ahead and just quickly encase the shell here. We'll make it easier here later on, but find your way to these single doors. We're going to go 3 squares out, 1, 2, 3, right here, and then delete these first 2 squares, and we're going to build back with triangles just like that. Then we're going to add squares on either section right here, and then triangles to fill in all the other parts. So at this moment in time, this is what this section should be looking like. And we're going to make this into our compound bedrooms here. So let's do windows on either side here. You can go ahead and add these ramps, not mandatory, but and then walls will go on sides right here. Moving in, we're going to have a single door here and then a window, and then you could add more frames just like this. And let's close this in. This is a really good spot for a battery or a locker kit, whatever your group may need at the time. And then I will do another single door. So we have that. Let's go ahead and add where our turrets and drop boxes will be. So in the middle section here, I like to put a ramp. It's a really good spot for drop boxes. And then turrets are going to be on the other side. Here, we're going to add 2 half walls on either side here. And we can seal everything up here with frames. Just like that. And then I will add these 2 frames on either side. And then to connect this main back to main base, I will just add 2 square frames just like that. So now we are ready to seal up the compound, finish off the gatehouse, add our furnace wall, and then our compound walls. Yep. All right, now that we have our compound bedrooms built, we're going to go ahead and seal up the rest of this compound. So first things first, I will come to these gatehouses. We will add windows on either side just like that. We will do 2 half walls and then a ceiling on either side. Now these little gaps right here, I like to fill these in with low walls so that raiders can't just jump in there and be safe from shooting floor. So let's go ahead and place a ceiling on this. We will add half walls just like that, and then I will add these frames just like that. Again, put half walls in the middle. This is going to be another section where you can put drop boxes. And then once you get to this part, we're ready to add our furnaces. And what I like to do is I will make our way to these sections right here. And then I will place the furnaces this way. So this way I can ensure that I can get a good placement, and it actually makes the furnace wall. So right there, just place it as high as I can. You got to find really the sweet spot for it. Might take a second, but right there. And then once you're done with that, you can get rid of this triangle frame, and now you're ready to add your actual wall here. I like to start with the gatehouse here, and I will just do a wall going over just like this. It might take a few attempts, but then once you get that, you could place that. So it should be 2 walls on either side. And then again, start with the gatehouse first. Place it kind of slanted like that. And then the other should be perfect going into this section right here. So that is how you seal up the compound. Should be looking like that. Now we are ready to work on the shell a little bit more. All right, now starting on the shell, we're going to make our way to these corners here. We're going to add 2 windows, just like that. We're going to add a full wall on the left side here, and then a half wall, and then we're going to place a frame. Once we have that frame, we can get rid of this half wall and place a doorway. This is a really good spot for any lockers. And then once we have that, we can add another frame right here, and then a ladder hatch. This is how we're going to get down to our bedrooms for that. All right, so once we have that, we're going to go ahead and add our shelves here. So make your way over to these sections right here and add these. You should be able to place these because we did place the half walls in the honeycomb. There will be one section that will not allow us to place, and that is because this is a raised foundation. All you need to do is just place the triangle off that section right there, and you'll be good to go. But to make this a better section of the shell, we're going to add furnaces here on both sides. And just like that. So that also makes this a little better. So if you do fall down, you can just quickly get back up. So now that we have that, we're going to add our frames on all sides here. And then put a ceiling on that. Making our way back to these corners, we're going to add a single door and then a half wall here. And then 2 half walls here. And then a ceiling right there. So then here we can go and place 2 more full walls and then a half wall to seal that up. So once we have that, we can go ahead and place our frames here and then again place a ceiling. So now that you have this, you can go ahead and add full walls here, 2 half walls. I'd recommend to put barrels here before we cap this off, like that. And then we will add windows on either side, just like that. Here, up here, here will be a double door and then a frame just like that. And then after you have that, we'll be able to go ahead and place there. So this is what your base should be looking like thus far. Next, we're going to add bedroom floor and continue the base. All right, so once we're ready for bedroom floor, first things first, we're going to make our way over to these jump ups here, and we will place a low wall here on this side, and then we will place a square frame up on top of that. From here, we will place 2 roofs up on top of that square frame, and then once those roofs are placed, you can go ahead and add these windows. And then once we have that, go ahead and add this ramp just like that, and now we are ready to enclose the base. So it's important to close the base from the outside in. If you go from the inside out, it won't match up correctly as this is an alt seal base. So first things first, let's go to the outside here. We're going to, like I said, close from the outside, and we're going to do a square, triangle, triangle. So just like that. And then from here, I'm going to go ahead and turn symmetry off so you know how to follow. So locate your jump ups. And on the sections that don't have jump ups right here, you're going to place a triangle in the middle just like that. And then square on each side of that triangle, and then a square like that. And you can see that we're slowly but surely closing a core just like that. Once we have that done, let's go ahead and seal off our jump ups by just placing 2 double door frames just like that, and then putting a ceiling on that. So making our way back down here, let's quickly just do that. I had symmetry off. All right, so once those are completely sealed off, you can put garage doors on those. Let's make our way back down to the bedroom floor. So on these sections that we don't have our jump ups, we're going to place our airlock. So just like that, this is going to be our airlock into the shell, and there will only be 2 of these. So just like that. And then everything else, well, on the jump ups, you can go ahead and place these walls right here. And then everything else in here will be 2 half walls and 2 low walls on top of them. So 2 half walls, 2 low walls. Just like this. And then on the jump up side, do the same thing. Half wall, low wall, half wall, low wall. And then there will be only one side that will allow you to place 2 frames just like that. And then from here you could place lockers in these little cubby parts, these little triangle sections. And then you can go ahead and toggle, or go ahead and place your beds just like that. And you can go ahead and add these barrels if you need extra space up here. You guys just kind of get the idea. So let's turn that off real quick. Get rid of these. So that is how this section works. And then make sure, don't forget to place all your frames to give everything support. So making our way, these will be the jump ups. This is going to make our way up to the open core, and that is what we will work on next. All right, once we're ready to start working on the open core, we're going to go ahead and make our way to this side of the base where it goes square. So we'll have a square right here and then another square. If you look on the other side, we'll have a square and triangle. Let's go ahead and leave that alone for right now, and let's work on our entryway into the open core. So I will go ahead and do double door frame, window, and then we will do walls just like that. We're going to make this into our jump ups. So right here, actually, let's go ahead and make this the single doorway, and the jump up will be right here. Go ahead and seal that up and place a frame right there. So let's repeat that on the other side real quick. So double door frame, window, and then the rest will be walls. Right side of the entryway will be a singular door frame for batteries, locker kits, whatever your group needs. So once we get to this point, we can go ahead and start working on our loot rooms. So let's enclose this section right there, just like that. And then once we get to that part, let's go ahead and add half walls, the hard side facing inwards, or at the windows, and then we'll do low walls, just like that. On the half wall sections where the window's at, go ahead and add a barrel. And then you could add barrels or boxes, whatever you need. All right, let's see if I can place these. Bam. Bam. All right, so once we have our barrels placed, our hidden barrels, let's go ahead and seal that up just like that. Now we want to start working on the ramps and the shelves. So go ahead and place ramps on the bottom of these loot rooms. If you have any problems placing a few of these ramps, I would check the floor below, because if you have a locker, for example, right here, you're going to have issues placing this ramp. So if you have issues, check below, get rid of any deployables that you might have there, and you should be good to go. So now let's work on the shelving. Just like that. Once you have those placed, you can get rid of these build out right. So again, that. And then on these sections right in between the loot rooms, if you want to make this another spot for a locker kit or a battery, you could do that. So let's repeat that real quick. If you want to like completely seal that off and make it really honeycomb, be my guest. But for the tutorial, we'll make that a locker. All right, so the loot rooms, we'll have a double door frame that goes above them. On the outside parts of the loot room, we're going to do full walls, just like that. And then on the inner parts, we will do a half walls, just like that. And then we will seal those loot rooms up like that, and then place two windows. So again, on the outside part of the loot rooms, 2 walls. On the inner part, we're going to do 2 half walls, and then seal this up just like that, and then 2 windows. Now here we're going to have some issues putting this roof together. Just like that, you're going to run into some stability issues. For the time being, just go ahead and place 2 ramps just like that, and that should give you enough stability. And once you have that stability, you can get rid of these frames, and you shouldn't. Okay. It just crashed. Okay, there we go. Sorry for the delay. So there you go. You have that sealed up. You can seal this up with some doors, and you'll be good to go. Next, we're going to work on the shooting floor part. All right, now that we're ready to start working on parts of the shooting floor, let's make our way to the entrance into the open core here. And we're going to go ahead and add our early game shooting floor. So I do have 4-sided symmetry on. Let's spam frames just like that. So once we have that, we can go ahead and seal everything else off just like that. And then our early game shooting floor, we're going to want to extend our frames up to this section right here, and we're going to go ahead and add 3 ceilings just like that. Here we will do 2 full walls on either side, and then windows in the middle. So once you have that, you can go ahead and seal this off just like that. And then that is our early game shooting floor section. Now we're going to go ahead and add to this by placing 2 half walls on top of it, and then going to go up 3 frames. So half wall and then 3 frames on either side, and then this will be a window. On this middle part right here, we're going to extend these frames up 1, and then do 2 half walls, place a frame on that, and we're going to extend that up just a little bit. And then here we will do 2 more half walls, and then another frame just like that. So when you place these windows, they should be halfway in between these 2 windows. And that way we can go ahead and add to make those patricos, and then you can go ahead and place those. So that is that section done right there. Now we are ready to start working on the freehands. All right, now that we're ready to start working on our freehands, let's go ahead and make our way to these honeycomb sections right here. We're going to extend these up all of the way, and then we will do 2 half walls on either side, just like that. Place a ceiling like that, and then a ramp like that. So now let's make our way to the actual free-handed side. I'm going to extend this up 3 just like that, and then you will place 2 windows like that. So here we will add 2 ceiling parts like this. We will do 2 windows, and then the 3rd window being right there, and then another door. This will be 2 double door frames, and then we should be able to add a ceiling here, and then 2 roofs right here, and then 2 more roofs just like that. So that is our corner sections completed. Now let's go ahead and make our way to the other side. So for these sections right here, we're going to place 2 walls right here. This will be a double door that goes right here, and then 2 low walls on top of these windows. And here you could just spam frames as much as you want or as little as you want. And then I will seal this up with ceilings just like that. So you have those sections done. Now you need to make your way to the top here, and we will add frames just like that. And before you place any ramps, make sure that you do this part first. You add these 2 square frames and then 2 low walls like this. Once you put a ceiling on both of these, you should be good to go now to place these ramps right here. And then lastly, let's go through this section right here and just spam as many frames as you possibly can. So I'm going to take symmetry off for these sections right here, and we will do 2 full walls just like that. This will be a window again, and then this will be just a shelf that you could put a turret on, just so you have some turret coverage here in the open core. So there you go. And then here, we're going to just add that section right here. We will finish this part right here. So there you go, right there. And this is the entire shooting floor part done. Now let's go ahead and add our jump ups to the roof. So go to these sections right here. You could put a turret down here to protect this part. We're going to add 2 ramps right here, a half wall, and 2 more half walls on either side, just like that. And then we will do 2 doors right here, just like that. And then here we will have windows on either side. So just to repeat what we did over on this side. So we have a frame here, and then 3 half walls, just like that. Doors on either side, and then we can go ahead and seal this off just like that. So here we will be 2 windows, a double door, and then a window here in the middle. So here with that, we'll be able to, you could place, a barrel here in the middle, and then barrels here in the middle as well. And then once you place those, you could seal those up. So here, we're going to just seal that up. Just like that, you have your shooting floor finished. So barrels will, again, go right here in these spots. And then when you go up here, you could add more barrels, just so you have some depot spots. So there you go, right there. That is the entire build tutorial. Actually, real quick, let's just go ahead and add these. Don't want to forget about these because these are OP to have. So let's extend these frames up real quick. Nothing too crazy. And then we have that. Oops. All right, just real quick, I wanted to show you real quick how to add these ramps, and then just some extra deployables where I'd recommend to place turrets and stuff like that. So here on either side of these windows, we'll go 2 frames up and then place these right here, just like that. And then on this middle one here, place a frame, half wall, and then the other one right here. This one, all it just is protects these sections right here away from any bad angles from a raid base. So next, I would add turrets on all of these right here. So one would go right here, the other would go here. We'd have more turrets right here. Other side. So there you go. Make sure you have these chain link. It does make this section a lot beefier. I would also recommend to have chain link fences right here, as it leaves this angle open. If they do happen to push up, they're going to be stopped by that turret. Any more turrets that I'd recommend? I would recommend to have turrets right here in open core. We'd have 2 right here. Bam. There you go. And then up on shooting floor, we're going to have turrets here on either side, just like that. And then if you wanted some in your shooting floor, I'd recommend to put them here. So just like that. And then get rid of these 2 right here. Bing, bada boom. So there you go. There you have it. Windmills, I would probably recommend to build off this section right here. Or even probably have them a little farther out, like right here. So just that's where I choose to build them, right there. And if there's anything else, I could show you guys how to place these real quick. So how I place my gatehouses, I'll place 2 on either side. I try to push these out as far as I can, just like that. And then I will split the difference with this middle one right there. And then once those are placed, I will get rid of those build out right there. So that's how I do the gatehouses. That's what they're supposed to look like. And we'll be good to go. Thank you guys so much for sticking around for the end of the video. If you guys like this, please drop a like and a comment on what you guys would like to see me build next. I'm Socks, and I will see you guys in the next build tutorial.